Oh, green eyelids. Hi and welcome to another Free.volous webisode. Today I'm bringing you my AM skincare routine, continuing from the previous video that I put up. If you haven't seen that one, go check it out. It's my PM routine. These are the routines that I've been having and using throughout the past several months. I called them my winter skincare routines, but to be honest, with a few tweaks, I will use basically the same steps throughout the whole year. But yeah, let's jump into the products that I have been using in the AM. Just the usual disclaimer, if you're new here, what works for me may not work for you, and we can still be friends. I'm just one petri dish in the whole world. There's many of us, many different experiences. I'm targeting mostly in the AM both my combination skin that tends to be oily, so I need a bit of balancing help, and always antioxidants because I really need to prevent any more hyperpigmentation and overall skin deterioration from the sun and pollution, all of that. Lots of protection. And yeah, that's kind of about it. Could I go with just one serum and SPF and get similar benefits? Very likely, and when I can't be bothered to do everything, that's what I do. I choose to have a more complex routine. My skin feels really happy with this routine, so I'm sticking to it. You do you. Hey, it's me from the future. I just wanted to let you know that I would be very grateful if you would subscribe to my channel and let your friends know that I exist. That would be really nice. And an update on the Dermalogica video, just a little thing, is that I'm noticing that some of their color fixes do transfer. Not all of them are made equal. I don't know if it's a thing between metallics and mattes and all of that, or if it's just some colors. I will let you know in a future video. Just giving you the hint in case you're wondering. Some of them do transfer, some of them do crease. Dang it! Let's talk about cleansing. It's the first step. Some people swear by not cleansing in the morning, and I can see how that can be really good for people with very sensitive skin that don't want to have a lot of water on their faces, or people with very dry skin, that kind of stuff. I do that if my barrier is acting out, which is once or twice a year. But usually, because I'm combination to oily, I prefer to wash my face in the morning. I just want to remove all the oils, because I do sweat throughout the night, all the oils and sweat that have accumulated, any grime that I may have, and of course the leftovers from my past routine. I want to start with a clear canvas, a blank canvas in the morning. Usually I go for something not stripping, like the Cerave Hydrating cleanser, or if I want something a bit more foamy because I'm a bit oily. If you're oily, you know what I'm talking about. I'll go with Paula's Choice Defense Cleanser, which I've mentioned on my previous video. Next, I go in with vitamin C, which is the pure gold standard L-ascorbic acid. I know there are many derivatives out there that probably do the same thing, you know, but the most studied and more well-founded and well-backed is vitamin C, the LAA version. So I like to use a serum. This one is from Geek and Gorgeous. I've talked about this a lot. This is the C Glow Serum. It comes in a bigger bottle that you then, if you want, decant to a smaller bottle. So because this is L-ascorbic acid in a water base, this will degrade faster and oxidize faster. So I keep the big one in the fridge and use the tiny one and decant it in parts, and that I never had it oxidizing on me, so it works for me. And again, you know, vitamin C, antioxidant, collagen booster, skin brightening. It's a very good ingredient to have in your routine, whatever age. And if your skin can handle vitamin C, of course, whichever concern, I think this is a good one to have. And because this is a liquid, a completely watery liquid, this goes right after cleansing, which is usually the most recommended way to use it, and I don't have to think about it anymore. This is formulated with basically the same ingredients as very famous vitamin C serums like the SkinCeuticals CE Ferulic, although that one I think is a bit oilier. The Paul's Choice Vitamin C Booster, which I've talked about, and they're really similar. And also I think the Timeless Serum, and this is really easy to get a hold of because it's a small European brand. It's super affordable. Next I go in with Hydration and Tranexamic Acid in one. When I started doing my in-clinic treatments for my hyperpigmentation, which have been suspended because the world is upside down, the first few treatments she used on me, Tranexamic Acid, I went in, I looked it up, and I was really interested. This is recommended even for people with melasma and severe cases of hyperpigmentation. This prevents further hyperpigmentation from happening through a process that I cannot explain and I will not try to explain, but it prevents further hyperpigmentation formations, and at the same time it helps to slowly fade things. And which better form than in a Hada Labo serum, those lotions or essences that I have loved for years. They have a Tranexamic Acid one. Mine is the Shirojun Premium. Moist is the more heavyweight. This is a viscous liquid that sinks into the skin beautifully. It feels delightful. The skin is plumped because this is a hydrating essence or serum slash toner, whatever you want to call it. It's a fantastic product. And at the same time, I get the benefits from Tranexamic Acid, and it also contains, I think, vitamin E and a vitamin C derivative. So this could be a one-stop shop for me. Love it, super inexpensive. I've been using it for many months, way before Gothamist had talked about it. But I'm still here, and I've used it every single day. And if you're really dry, you can use several layers of this and do the 7 skin method. And depending on how my skin is feeling, I put more or less layers of this, and it's always fantastic. This product is, I think, described as whitening, at least in the Yes Style website. Whitening in this case is just dark spot fading and not whitening as putting your skin white, just so you know. It's a poor choice of a word for what it does, but it's really good at what it does, which is fading hyperpigmentation. That's it. Next step is another antioxidant, and I've talked about this in my favorites. This is the Paula's Choice Resist Super Antioxidant Concentrate Serum. These are so long. Again, a fantastic cocktail of antioxidants, vitamin C derivatives, CoQ10, ferulic acid, and then it has vitamin E, turmeric, and it's complemented with peptides and ceramides. Everything that you can think of is on the serum. It could be a one-stop shop. I just choose to use it as a part of a routine. I've seen this on Paula's Choice Instagram as a combination to fight hyperpigmentation, and is mixing the antioxidant concentrate serum with azelaic acid, with their azelaic acid boost. And I've had this for a long time and I couldn't fit it in my routine. The texture in itself, azelaic acid is remarkably difficult to formulate. It always makes something really pasty and weird. It's not the most elegant of ingredients to formulate with, and if you used the azelaic acid suspension from The Ordinary, you know what I'm talking about. That's really hard to use. And this is far more elegant. It feels like a cream, but it's still, I couldn't fit it in my routine and I didn't know what to do with it, but I really wanted to use its benefits because it's really good for acne-prone skin. For some kinds of acne, this really is helpful. It's sort of anti-inflammatory. It helps also with rosacea, I've heard, and of course formulated with other things, among them licorice and salicylic acid, which is great, again, to deeply exfoliate the inside of your pores and clear everything out. So another great one for acne. And I really wanted to reap the benefits, and knowing that these two together are great for hyperpigmentation, I had to try it. And mixing these two is so good because this creates sort of an oilier cream, but it sinks into the skin really quickly and it's delightful. The skin just stays really plump, you know, and really hydrated without feeling greasy or anything. Because of this, the next step is very frequently optional, which is moisturizer. This is a COSRX Comfort Ceramide Cream. Again, this is my favorite choice for the AM because this is not too dewy nor too oily or, you know, luminous looking. So it's a good option to put on top of everything else. But I usually skip this because the other products have already hydrated and created an occlusive layer, at least occlusive enough for my oily skin. And I skip directly to the SPF, and this is the P20 Sun Care for Kids. You've heard me talk about this. It's hard to get a hold of. I only get it through Amazon, the German Amazon at the time, and the UK Amazon also sells it. This is a fantastic, perfect coverage, protection kind of sunscreen. It is a cream. It stays dewy on the skin. I play with it for my makeup routine and it's fine. And if I'm not in the mood for something as dewy as this finish is, I just powder it or use mattifying foundation, something like that, or use just lighter products before, but I never skimp on this, and this gives me protection for the whole day, except on the areas where the mask sort of rubs, which will end up being exposed. This is more than enough. If I'm not in the mood for something as rich as this, because there are such days, you know, winter is not just drying, it is often in Portugal, especially in Lisbon, extremely humid because it rains a lot. Then I go with something like the La Roche-Posay Shaker Fluid, which is very well known, again SPF 50 plus. It's a very fluid formula, it sinks into the skin very well. Or the Skin Aqua UV Super Moisture Gel, SPF 50 plus, PA 4 pluses, so very high UVA protection, the same as the P20 and as the Shaker Fluid. They have several iterations of this formula. I go for the moisture gels usually. The lotion is really good too, but you know, for oilier days, I prefer something more fluid. Sinks into the skin, delightful, works well under makeup, no complaints. So those are my kind of go-to SPFs, and this comes in 100 mils. 110 grams, which is far more than a kind of European French pharmacy sort of facial sunscreen, which usually comes in 30 to 50 mils or grams. So let's talk about the once a week kind of treatment that I give to my face, which is an exfoliation treatment. I use the Oskia Renaissance Cleansing Gel. I've adored this cleanser for many, many, many years. And this has some mild enzymes and other ingredients, and I like to use this in the mornings once a week, more or less. I just massage it onto the face and leave it on for a bit like a face mask while I brush my teeth or something, not too long, and I let it do its thing, because it's not just a cleanser, it has some enzymes which help to gently chemically exfoliate your skin. And then before rinsing it off, I go in with this, another oldie, and this combination is a very old one for me. This is the Dermalogica Daily Microfoliant. This is a powder that you mix with water and it creates a paste that is gritty, but it's not beady gritty. It's a grit that starts to dissolve with the water. Still with the Oskia on, I massage it onto my face, and this is my physical exfoliation. This is salicylic acid based, so again, great for oily skins, blemishes, preventing that, masking as well as we can, and it gives me just the softest skin. So I like to do this about once a week when I feel that my skin is feeling a bit, you know, a bit more textured in a way. And the other product that I'm going to mention, this is not necessarily my AM routine, but it's something that I use very frequently. It depends on how my skin is feeling, and I really wanted to mention it, is still the La Roche-Posay Dolerian Ultra 8 Mist. This is a glycerin-based hydrating mist. So it doesn't have hyaluronic acid, which most of the products in here do have. This one does not contain hyaluronic acid, and this is just a refresher spray. I go with it sometimes between layers. when I step out of the shower, sometimes I immediately apply this to my face, although I don't put the water directly onto my face in the shower because it's too hot. It always feels a bit dry when I step out. I use this, and I always have a bottle of this with me at all times. This is my skincare routine in the mornings. The only thing I haven't addressed is what I do when I'm working out at home at this time, because when I do work out at home, I do it usually in the morning before I step into the shower and all of that, and I use a couple of products that are very lightweight just to have something on my skin while I work out. And then I step into the shower, and then after showering I do my skincare routine, as I said. If you're interested in that, let me know. Also, I'm thinking of preparing 1 or 2 videos with some very affordable options to these. Some of these are affordable, but most of my skincare routine now is kind of on the more expensive side, and I know several affordable options to some of the products, and I can create some mini routines if you're interested in that. Also, let me know down below, and as usual, inform me on what you are using at the moment and how are you adjusting to the new seasons that are coming, be it the summer on this hemisphere or the winter that is coming in the southern hemisphere. So that being said, as usual, thank you for spending your time on me. Don't forget to comment and subscribe and tell about me to your friends, and I will see you on my next video. Bye!